when it is time for the vote. The number is 651-260-0885. Again, 651-260-0885. If you can please text to that number with your vote when we are ready to call the vote near the end of our brief meeting. Thank you. Okay, we're all set, Marty? We're on YouTube now. Oh, it's surprising what we can do with technology, and it's such a gift to be able to include so many members who cannot be here with us today. So it's my job to call to order this very special St. John's Congregational meeting on Sunday, May 21st, 2023. We will be following Robert's Rules of Order for this meeting, so you'll need to be recognized when it comes time for discussion. If you have a comment, to raise your hand, and then John will come forward with a microphone so that any comments for discussion can be heard by the people online as well as the people here in our congregation. All right, I'm going to call Mark Pass up to offer an opening prayer.
Please pray with me. Gracious God, as we walk through the process of searching for a new pastor, it was evident that you had the Holy Spirit walking in tandem with us all the time. Please, today, have the Holy Spirit be here with us as we all discern whether to confirm Nathan as our new pastor. In your name, amen.
I really want to make sure at the beginning of our meeting that everybody here recognizes some of the people that have been playing the key roles in this process in this past year or so. So I'd like to ask members of the church council to stand as I call your name. Those people are Lee Baker, Glenn Carlson, Helen Salon, who is in Florida. You don't have to stand, Helen. Michael Collins, Max Imholt, Rob Carwath, who's joining us in Kansas, Mark Pass, Julie Stryker, Marty Vedas in the back, and myself. So the council are the ones who originally took on the task of finding and assigning a search committee. That was last fall, and we identified 7 people that accepted the call to serve on that search committee. So I'll introduce those folks now. Please stand when your name is called. Those are John Apetz, who's in the back, Marty Curry, Sequoia Deline, Ronnie Harold, who can't be with us here today, Mark Pass also served on the search committee, Gwen Smith-Patterson, and Gingy Ward, who is in Minneapolis. And thanks go to the search committee. We'll be hearing more about their journey here in just a few minutes. Thank you very much. I now am going to read to you the letter that I received, that the council received from the search committee in mid-April of this spring. It says, Dear President Knopf and members of St. John's UCC Council, the St. John's UCC Pastoral Search Committee unanimously and wholeheartedly recommends that you call Nathan Holst to serve as the next pastor of our church. As you directed, we have undertaken a diligent and thorough search for a new pastor. We have spent many hours individually and together reviewing several pastoral profiles, conducting candidate interviews, communicating with references, and have met personally with the individual we are recommending, all the while praying for guidance and discernment in our mission. We believe those prayers have been answered, and we recommend Nathan Holst. Nathan Holst received his BA in Social Work and Religion at Concordia College in Moorhead. He achieved a Master of Social Work at Portland State University, subsequently serving as a community social worker and youth director at Central Lutheran Church in Portland. During this period, he also initiated a comprehensive racial training program for a local organization and subsequently became deeply engaged in the work of bringing greater social justice into the world. Nathan believes that seminary, sanctuary, and streets must be connected. He feels particularly equipped and called to be a leader who helps lift up the best of what has been into the life of the church. He believes that the covenant of the church requires us to listen and respond to each other and the larger systems that surround us. For the past 7 years, Nathan has served as the Faith Formation Minister at Peace UCC in Duluth. Upon recently completing his multiple paths to ordination track with the Minnesota UCC Conference, he was unanimously approved for ordination pending call by the Peace UCC congregation, acting as ecclesiastical counsel. It is an understatement to say that Nathan's resume of experience and training is truly rich and impressive. As a person, Nathan is passionate about creating spaces and building bridges, and he is passionate about his family and the natural world. He is a talented musician who incorporates song and music into his preaching. His wife is a theologian, a teacher, and talented visual artist. Along with their 2 young sons, they are excited about coming to St. John's, Woods Hall, and Madeline Island. Nathan's references were enthusiastic about his abilities as a minister. One noted that he was eminently qualified to be a minister. Social, racial, and ecological justice are a core part of his approach to life and ministry, and that he takes people where they are at, hears their stories, and engages them from their point in life and faith. Further, he said that Nathan is an excellent educator. Music is a foundational part of him that he works into his sermons and relationships. Justice is a key part of his ministry. The goal is to be in right relationship with people and the world we live in. Finally, he noted that Nathan is a sensitive servant leader who knows how to nurture and challenge people. Another reference said that Nathan will help St. John's be what it wants to be. She characterized him as being warm, open, authentic, tender-hearted, a tender-hearted human being who approaches others in a let's learn together way. The pastor that Nathan most recently worked with at Peace UCC noted that he has great pastoral care instincts, crafts his language carefully, and is a voice for equality. Asked if he would hire Nathan, the pastor quickly answered, "I would hire him as my first, second, and third choice." Our search committee met with Nathan and later his family in person on Friday, the 14th of April. He struck us as an honest, open, thoughtful, smart, sincere, articulate, energetic, and a person of deep faith in God and humanity. He and his family will be an asset to St. John's and will make a valuable contribution to our community. We appreciate the faith you have placed in us to find a pastor who can serve our church and our larger family on Madeline Island. We have found that person in Nathan Holst, and we recommend that you call him to St. John's. So again, that letter was from the search committee to the council. So now I would like to call John Apitz, who is going to tell us a few things about that process that was kind of secretive to the rest of us, that we wondered about, that we all were like, what's going on? We now will hear the rest of the story.
Thank you. I'm John Apitz. And I'm going to repeat that phone number for folks who are coming to us virtually so that they can text a yes or no to the question of, shall we call Nathan Holst when the time comes. So that phone number is 651-260-0885. I'm going to do that again at the end of my little presentation. Some of you know that, just quickly about me, that I've been involved in politics for a long, long time, and my original mentor was a guy by the name of Hubert Humphrey. He, some here probably know him or remember him, and he used to start out by saying, well, folks, sit back and enjoy yourselves. This is going to take a while. It's not going to take that long. But I did want to tell you, thank you, Debbie, I did want to tell you a little bit about the search committee. Ron Harold would be here doing this, but he's caring for one of his friend's children today, and asked if I wouldn't pick up the cudgel and do so, and I'm happy to do that because I served as secretary to the search committee. So there's a lot of people to thank for getting us to this day. I want to take note once more of those who were directly participated in the process of searching and calling a new pastor to St. John's. There's Deb Knopf, who leads this church, as I've learned so well, with grace and with vision, and thanks for asking me to participate in this. Lee Baker wrote our church profile that so vividly explained who we are and who we were searching for. This is the instrument that brought us together. It was very important. And then there's the members of the Pastoral Search Committee. I called them the searchers after a while, and they came to be known as the search team, the searchers. There's Ron Howard, who, as I said, we chose as the chair of the committee. Ron Harold, as we chose of the search committee. He's probably listening right now, so I apologize before we go any further and for not getting that right. Sequoia Hummingbird, who was our chaplain and brought the Spirit into our midst every time we met. Gwen Smith-Patterson, who shared the many community missions of St. John's with all the candidates that we met. There's Gingy Ward, who shared the importance of music, welcoming message, and open service with all those that we met. There's Marty Curry, who is our resident philosopher, who really kept us cognizant of the indigenous roots of this special, special place. And that was a lot of what drew Nathan here. Mark Pass, who was our counselor and the voice of experience, he'd been through this before, and who regularly reminded us of our obligation to the church of the future, what St. John's will become. And Michael Jones, who is not here, but Michael Jones was our liaison from the United Church of Christ, and was an invaluable resource to turn to. Let me just say that St. John's was blessed to have these folks in the search for a new pastor. So, as Deb said, we began about 6 months ago with the publication of our church profile that was shared throughout the United Church of Christ across the nation. And the profile describes St. John's as, and I'm going to quote some stuff here because it's so good, describes St. John's as the spiritual hub of a unique church on boy, this just tears me up, on a magnificent island in Lake Superior. We are people who revere the natural beauty surrounding us, celebrate the intensity of the changing seasons, marvel in an eagle's nest perched high in a pine tree, and gasp at an electric sunset. We are people who embrace intellectual challenge. We are artists, writers, musicians, business leaders, professionals, teachers, entrepreneurs, tradespeople, and construction workers. We are people who honor our diverse ancestors, people who were Anishinaabe leaders, elders, missionaries, loggers, fur traders, fishermen, lighthouse keepers, and pioneer farmers. We are traditionalists and we are nonconformists. We are quirky and we are spirited. We are people versed in biblical history and people without any formal religious upbringing. We are a complex compilation of philosophical ideologies, spiritual traditions, and religious affirmations. And then we extended an invitation. Come, discover who we are. We welcome a minister and a spiritual leader who wants to be integrated into our community and delights in the seasonal rhythms of our island. We want to work in partnership with a minister to cultivate faith development, explore spiritual growth, and convene community. We would welcome someone who brings a blend of community engagement skills, an appreciation for lay participation and volunteer leadership, and who inspires and energizes people. A person with sensitivity to social and environmental justice. An individual who understands how to reach out to people beyond the confines of our church walls. And someone who can embrace a range of spiritual traditions and philosophical ideologies. In addition, other characteristics we are looking for in our minister include having effective ministerial care skills, executive functioning skills with competencies in organization, attention to detail, communications, finance, delegation, and strategic planning. In other words, we weren't asking much. Over the past 6 months, we received inquiries from a number of pastors across the nation, literally across the nation, and some just down the block. They shared their talents, their visions, their hopes, their training, their experience in their pastoral profiles, which, trust me, took hours for them to put together and took us hours to review and to discern. We interviewed several candidates by Zoom, some of them a couple times over. And we interviewed Nathan Holst about 6 weeks ago here on the island. We believe we found the person that we've been searching for. Debbie shared our unanimous recommendation in the letter from Ron Harold. It pretty much sums up our singular opinion, and we're pleased that the council accepted our recommendation. Since then, we've negotiated a salary and benefits package with Nathan, and it's in line with the guidance that we received from the UCC Wisconsin conference. Upon your approval, the church leadership will sign a call agreement with Nathan that details his employment agreement with us, and he will begin his ministry on this island on August 18th. Let me also add, if you haven't noticed already, and I think you probably have, that he has a wonderful family. His partner, Sarah, and his 2 young boys, and the black lab that wasn't here today, will be moving into the parsonage shortly after the church bazaar. However, you can expect to see them, I think, on the island around that occasion, and certainly during the bazaar when Nathan has said he's going to come and meet some of the folks both here in the community and on the island. So on behalf of the search committee, Ron and all of us, thank you for this opportunity. We're happy to answer any questions you might have. And we hope you approve our recommendation of Nathan Holst to serve as the next pastor of St. John's UCC on Madeline Island. Thank you.
Well, you heard it here. Today, I am looking for a motion for the next stage of our meeting. Michael Collins.
Thank you. We all, one more time, thank you. Check. There we go. I wanted to say the obvious, and that is one more time, thank the search committee and its leadership for an extraordinary job. That was evident today. I move that we extend the call of the search committee that was ratified by the council to have Nathan Holst be our pastor in accordance with the agreement made with the council and the search committee and the UCC.
Thank you, Michael. I'll repeat that. Michael Collins has made the motion to extend the call for pastor of St. John's to Nathan Holst in accordance with the agreements that have been made with the search committee, the council, and the United Church of Christ Conference. Do I hear a second? Second by Susan Saber. Thank you, Susan. We are now ready to vote. So once again, oh, I'm sorry. I've got it here. Now, we're not ready to vote because we are ready next for any discussion, any comments or questions that have arisen. And John, please raise your hand and John will bring you the mic. I see Marty Curry has his hand up.
All right, can I hide out back here in the corner? Should I come up front?
You can be wherever you like.
Okay, I'll come up front.
Come on up.
So I was asked to say a word here. My name is Marty, member of the search committee, very gracious, a wonderful process. Thank you, and thank all the search committee members for letting me be a part of it. It was very there's a lot of growth, personal growth. Gonna try to hold this together here. So the process of discernment, I was like, what exactly are we undertaking here? A conscious deliberation, pretty powerful, certainly for me. For those of you who don't know, I'm a recovering Baptist. And I am also a dirt-worshiping, tree-hugging Indian. So in the process of discernment, it became, and I think I voiced this early on in our deliberations, I'm like, you want me to judge a man of God as to whether or not he is worthy enough to come here and lead people. I said, that seems very counterintuitive, you know. So I thought it was going to be a process of looking at applications and checking boxes and yes, no, etc. But it became something more. And it was beautiful and grateful to have some of these discussions about our community, the community that has welcomed me so much. To be able to give some of that love back was very good. To be able to have discussions on history, benign as it is in some cases, let's just have discussions. And what does concepts like water is life mean to you as a candidate? How does that fit into the teachings of Jesus? To be able to have some of those discussions really healed something inside of me as a recovering Baptist. And certainly I am grateful for the search committee and for you and for the council to be a part of this and for this, very grateful. And it has sponsored this new thing, discernment in all things that I try to do, to be consciously deliberate before opening my mouth sometimes, making decisions, being conscious, and I'm grateful for that and being able to be a part of that. So thank you, and thank you, and thank you.
Marty. Thank you. Again, in any other comments, questions, and discussion before we get to the vote?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
a good idea. So text yes, to the question, when it comes, text yes or no to 651, repeat after me. No, don't do that. 651-260-0885. 651-260-0885.
Were there any comments or questions have they been texted by anybody online?
Anything in chat, Marty?
No chat? Okay. Okay, any other questions? It looks to me like you're ready to vote.
Great.
So you have a blank ballot, and your response will either be a yes, we want Nathan Holst to serve as our pastor, or a no. So, and just pass those, you can fold them and just pass them towards the center. Sequoia and John will pick those up. And then we'll have several people, Julie, a couple other people to vote, to count ballots. Marty, can you help count ballots? Okay, I'd like to make an announcement. The vote has been unanimous in favor of bringing in Nathan. So he will be coming in shortly with his family, and give that rousing welcome to him, and we'll have him come up and I'll welcome him to St. John's. This is such a great day, such a great day. on behalf of St. John's, all of these folks and everywhere, welcome to St. John's United Church of Christ on Madeline Island. All of you, welcome. So happy. We have a gift. We have a small gift of our appreciation, a rug from Woven at Woods Hall. And we have some new books for our new little friends that are here. Thank you so much. We are so thankful. Now it's your turn to say a few words, and then we'll close. Thank you.
Sounds good. Well, thank you all so much. Yeah, you take a seat. You're standing in appreciation. I appreciate you all. I have just loved getting to know just a bit of you all in this time, and I'm so thrilled to be called to St. John's here. I have felt such a deep call. Some people have talked, I think I've talked to some folks about sometimes the island calls people, and maybe some of you feel that too. And I really have felt that call so many different times, conversations coming here. And I know my family is also so excited. All of us are so excited to be here with you, to walk with you, to dream with you. We can't wait to be here later this summer. So thank you so much for extending this call. I'm so excited to accept it.
Sheri will now play our postlude, and you'll have an opportunity to shake hands with Nathan and greet his family as you leave the church. Thank you so very much for today.